Hi everyone, we are doing in the car edition of today's video. It's a bit hot but it's bright. I like the lighting. So this is for you if you are beginning to get on the board about identifying yourself, about knowing what exactly it is you ought to do, and then you are experiencing maybe some disappointments or discouragements stemming from the fact that now that you have agreed you want to do this thing, the opportunities are not coming, or now that you have agreed you want to step out and start living your life, you are being drawn apart in several ways. Now, I hope you know that as you have decided to become, to live fully the way you are meant to live it, as you have taken that decision to step out and to start living, or to come out of the closet, to identify yourself to the world, I hope you know that with that decision there is an alarm. There are some signals you start giving off, right? You start saying yes a bit more, you start being intentional, you start choosing the places you show up, and when you show up you really show out. I hope you know that these are the symptoms of somebody who has decided to come out of the closet. When you have picked that identity, the first person that gets to know is you. And because you have maintained a different identity over all these years, an identity of somebody who does not talk, somebody who does not step out for people, somebody who is reserved in herself, somebody who doesn't want wahala, as long as you have maintained that identity for all your adult life that we have known you. And so now that you have received light, now that you have understanding, now that you are ready to step out, you have said, I want to start living fully. I want to start exhibiting the gifts I think I have. I want to start being obedient to the calling I think I have. The fact that you have taken that decision does not mean that we know. Does not mean that your world around you, does not mean that your siblings or your husband, it does not mean that we all know that, okay, you are now this new person. You will have to start making what I call investments into your new identity. So the way I understand it, I think I got this concept from one of those books. There are polling booths, right? There's this polling booth for the you that is not quite happy, the part of you that is cynical, that judges everybody, and because of that judgment is not willing to put themselves out there to be judged. And now there is this new you who does not give a damn. There is this new you who is interested in coming out and becoming all of that. There's this new you that is out there, that is exciting, that is living her life, who cares that she makes a deposit into this world, that she does not leave even one meeting the way she met it, that she's going to make an impact. And there are these two polling booths, one here, the other one here. Now, over a long time, you may have been voting because you are the only voter, but you have many counts, you have many opportunities to vote. So you may have been voting for this version of you all this while. It may not have even been intentional. It's just that you don't like trouble. It's just that you don't like, even I that I'm talking to you, there has been over a time when I say things like, I don't like noise. Truly, I still have areas where I do not want noise from. And so if there is noise, even if the noise is from me, I will walk away from that environment. Just because my inner self is making a noise in that environment, I'm going to walk away. And so if that part of you has, been with you all this while, you have been casting votes in that area. And now there's this new you who is saying, I'm interested in moving my world. I'm interested in becoming all that God has called me to be. I'm interested in impacting lives. I'm interested in stepping out there. I'm interested in being the one who people are saying, what is her own girl? What is she talking about? I'm interested in all that trouble that comes with being up, center, and front. When you have put that vote, you need to start casting votes to that person. You need to wake up every morning and say that today does not end, and I do not do something to support this new identity. And so every day, as time is passing, you are asking yourself, what productive thing have I done today to cast the vote for this new girl? Because this new person is playing catch up, I really need to be active. I need to support her. I need to do more things. All my life until now, this guy has been collecting all the votes. Now that this person is up, I need to put in enough votes to counter the votes that I have been casting for this person. I need to put in enough votes for people to come around and notice. And it's important, and with time, if you do the right thing, people will notice. So don't focus there. But you need to put in enough votes for this new person for your life to begin to tilt heavily towards this new person. One of the ways to cast votes for your new identity: wake up every day and plan to do something in support of that new identity. Wake up every day in a determination that today does not end. You have to be a bit more strict with it because it's intentional. It's not your natural inhibition. You are not going to do it effortlessly, not in the beginning. So it's going to be intentional. I have a lot of folks, and I still know people who say things like and it's not wrong, but they say things like, okay, we don't have a religion. Like, Christianity is not a religion, it's a relationship. And that is very true. But in the definition, and I digress, in the definition of religion just implies a set of practices that are done regularly, that are done consistently, that are done without fail. Okay, so when you are starting off on this new identity trait, even if that is Christianity, you need to place some disciplines that are like religious. There are things you religiously do. Religiously means you routinely do that. No matter the hell or high waters, you will at the beginning routinely do some things. There are some things I still routinely do. There was a time I had to routinely read. Now there are 2 days, 3 days that pass and I don't read, but I know I have established an identity as a reader. Reading is what I can easily get to do. Initially it was not so. I mean, I always love to read, but not good stuff, not the good kind of stuff. Okay, it's the same thing with praying. Initially, in fact, to a large extent, every time I drop off, and there are times I drop off the radar, there are times I'm not praying as I ought to pray. When I want to restart, I do something like, oh, for the next 10 days, I am going to pray every day, regardless of who is dying. If I don't wake up early to pray, I'm going to find 15 minutes in the day. And no matter what happens, I do it. I'm not doing it because if I don't do it, something is going to go wrong. I'm doing it to restart, to re-kick the engine. And so there are several disciplines. You have to pick up one that goes to say something about this new identity. And after a while, you will start to like these practices, is what will happen. You will start to enjoy these practices. You will start to enjoy showing up for yourself. You will start liking it, because initially it's not fun. Not if it's a serious discipline, it's not fun. But after a while, you pick up. And then when you pick up, you can then begin to enjoy doing it. I've gone on several diets all my life, and for those of you who think I'm not trying, oh God, you don't know what I could have been if I was not trying. But most of the effective ones that I have engaged in, now I'm sweating everywhere. Most of the effective diets I have engaged in are the ones that were very strict for the first 2 days, for the first 3 days. Then I was able to handle it. The ones that say, no, we don't want to stress you, we don't want to, I want to put you on something that you can maintain, because there is no sharp change from what I have always done. I always derail. And this may not work for everybody, but it works for most people. You have to start out as a religion, you have to start out as a discipline before you get to the point where you enjoy it. What's the point of this video? You need to get up and start doing something in support of your new identity. It's not going to come automatically. You need to start up and start putting some effort, some intentional effort towards the new person that you claim you are. then only will that new identity begin to show. It's like a muscle. As you are working it inside, but you have to continue working it, eventually it will start to show. Yeah, so why the lighting is good, the weather is not good. So